Hey nerds, Bevan here. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see behind me, I finally got around to doing it. I finally rearranged my toy collection. So today's video is a little walkthrough of that. I'll show you what's going on, what I did, what I want to do. Long story short though, I'm really happy with how it turned out so far. Everything is nice and spaced out. You can see every figure. Everything is on display. There's nothing left in storage anymore. And yeah, that's about it. I don't know how long it's going to stay this way. Hopefully for a while. But yeah, so I'll show you what this all looks like, and that's the whole video. I'm just going to show you what that looks like. So for those who aren't super interested in depth, here's a too long didn't watch edition. And then the details. Yeah, so that's it. It's 2 details, 2 bookshelves, and a floating shelf. So if that's all you want to watch, then thanks for tuning in. But for everyone who's actually interested, we're going to start down here by the vacuum, work our way up, come back down, do the details, and finish up. Starting with comic books, this is the Marvel shelf. I have 3 giant, oversized Spider-Man coffee table books there that look awkward because that one just hangs over the edge. Next to that, we got DC and Other, which is mostly Simpsons comics, because let's face it, The Simpsons is awesome. And speaking of which, we'll show you these guys here. So this is like the toy line that turned me from a kid who played with toys into a kid who collects toys. It all started with Officer, that's some bad flash, Officer Chief Wiggum there. That was the first Simpsons figure I ever got. Not that specific one. I sold my whole collection years ago and rebought these ones. But like this is the line that turned me into a collector and not just a kid who played with toys. But you know, these guys had a lot to do with it too. McFarlane Sports Picks. This is my Maple Leafs skater collection. I have a couple goalies that you'll see and probably saw in a previous clip, but they don't fit on the shelf. So that part makes me a little unhappy, but these figures, when I was like super into hockey in high school, these came out in what, 2001 I think, so I was 12, so it was like the perfect time. Same with these guys, I think they came out in 2000 or 2001. So right around that time I went from a kid who played with toys to a kid who collected toys and just put them on a shelf for display. Above these guys, we have the wrestling figure collection. So it's pretty sporadic. It's not huge by any means. But some of my favorites, like these 3 guys right here, Sting, John Cena, Bret Hart, are my 3 favorite wrestlers of all time. That's why they're front and center. We got AJ and the New Day. We got a Crush that I recently unboxed, kind of, in a recent video a few weeks ago. That Seth Rollins is awesome. It's hiding behind this horrible Becky Lynch though. But that's my favorite Seth Rollins figure of all time. And this awesome Roman Reigns. Up above the WWE, we have the Teenage Mutant NECA Turtles. So obviously you can see all of them. Spider-Man here. I did the whole thing, and then I found Spider-Man on my desk, and I was like, oh, he's got nowhere to go. So he's just hanging out there with Donatello, because they're science dudes, and eventually he'll have his own spot, but for right now he's hanging out with the Turtles, because why not? That's a crossover I need to see, though. Jumping up, we have more McFarlane stuff. So this is my NBA sports picks. Obviously I'm a huge Toronto Raptors fan. LeBron James is my favorite athlete of all time. What I want to do is actually get graded basketball cards to display here. And I do want more of these figures as well for other of my favorite players. But below there we have my favorite movie franchise of all time, Toy Story. So these larger figures are from Mattel, and I think they're from Mattel anyway. Could be someone else. But they're a really good value. They're like $12 each, I think, usually. And they're big, they're bulky, they're like sturdy figures. They're pretty good. I could use some more of those. Got some random pops and some other little things here. Below that, this is my friends and family shelf. So everything on here was a gift from a loved one. So we have stuff from like Leo London, my friend Curtis, my girlfriend Alicia for these two, and Batman. Arnell gave me Wolverine and Michelangelo and these Pokemans. Iron Man is from that DC Red Eye guy, Chris. And this Harry Potter music box is actually from a previous coworker of mine. So I do love this shelf. It's got a lot of sentimentality to it. And below that is Star Wars. So this is a mixture of Hasbro and SH Figuarts. I have my favorite figures up front. I have the worst figures in the back. Looking at you, Ray. Well, that's too much flash for you to see. Lando's pretty bad, etc., etc. But some standouts are Cara Dune, SH Figuarts Mace Windu, SH Figuarts Rey. Unfortunately, the light is reflecting off her, but she looks awesome. It's another SH Figuarts Rey. And that is a quick look at the two bookshelves. Before I move on to the details, I'll just kind of talk about what I want to do. So I mentioned wanting to get graded cards for the basketball players. For the NECA Turtles, I think I need to put a second floating shelf right here. And I'm going to have a good guy shelf and a bad guy shelf. So this will have Casey Jones and Splinter added to it eventually. And below that we'll have Shredder, Foot Soldiers, Toka, and Razor whenever that comes in, because it's been in Illinois since December 12th. And today is January 12th. And it's making me queasy just thinking about it, but it'll come eventually. I hope, one day. These wrestling figures, it will eventually be less modern stuff and more of a mixture of modern and classic figures. Don't need to add anything to there. Simpsons I'll always want more of because I love that toy line so much. And Star Wars, I think I'd want to move a bit more towards SH Figuarts eventually. That is not a short-term game plan. That is long-term for sure. Then we move over to the details right there. So starting up top, this is just like some bigger random stuff. These are the two goalies I mentioned that don't fit on that other McFarlane shelf. But that DX foam finger and that foam tag team belt are the two items I bought at my first ever WWF wrestling show back in 1998. Pretty sure they're the things I've owned the longest in my life, except for maybe my hair. And this Hasbro ring my girlfriend got for me for Christmas the year we bought our house, which we don't currently live in, so, but it's still cool. So let's look at this detail first, I think. So this is, of course, my Spider-Gwen shelf, as you can see. What I want to do is, I have the Hot Toys Spider-Gwen on pre-order. So whenever that comes in, it'll be like the statue, the hot toy, a graded comic book, maybe 2 graded comic books. Probably 2 graded comic books, because she has so many awesome covers. Below that, I have my Bowen Designs Cyclops statue with a random graded X-Men comic book that it's just a placeholder. Eventually it'll be more of a Cyclops cover that you see in there. Below there we have my Magneto shelf, which I know is weird because I have a Carnage book there. So that is the Mezco Magneto. That's a quotable Kia Magneto. Eventually that book will be replaced by the Jim Lee Magneto X-Men #1 cover graded, and that'll be my Magneto shelf. So you'll have the white cover, the white costume, the black costume, and the classic red and purple as well on this shelf. Below that we have the X-Men Marvel Legends. I still don't know if I'm keeping these or not. I probably should sell them this week because I have vet bills to take care of. So if you're seeing this and you want to make an offer on this set, hit me up. Instagram me at Bevan Boychuk. That's the quickest place you'll get a hold of me. So if you want to make an offer on these, just let me know. And in the final display case, this is the Batman shelf, obviously. That is a graded Batman cover. Doesn't look as good on camera as it does in real life, but even in real life it's like kind of hard to see at the wrong angle. So I probably won't keep that forever. I do love this Dark Knight statue though. Love that. This is the McFarlane Batmobile Build-A-Figure thing. And then below that, it is all McFarlane Multiverse. So let's start up here. We got the Bat family, so Hellbat, Batman, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Batgirl. This spot right here is being saved for Robin, which comes out kind of like right now, right away. And then I do have a graded comic book coming this month or next. That is like a half split down the middle of Batman and Nightwing. It'll go behind Hellbat there. Below that, this is the Dark Knight's shelf. So obviously I'm missing the Merciless Build-A-Figure and the Red Death, which is coming out now, and the Drowned, which is right around the corner. And I'll get a graded cover with all the Dark Knights on there, and it'll look really good. Below that are just kind of the leftovers. You got a random DC Direct Riddler, the Azrael and Batman from White Knight, and Superman. Eventually, I want a whole detolf for the multiverse figures, and it'll go Justice League, Bat Family, Dark Knights, and then like alternate universe figures, so like the White Knight figures, and the Superman Red Sun that's coming out, the Last Night on Earth, Wonder Woman, etc., etc. I was going to also collect the Batman bad guys, but I think I like this current idea more of having those 4 shelves. And then I don't think I've ever shown this on camera before, but my mom got me this for my birthday this past year, so almost a year ago. It is a mounted plaque showing the #1 issues for the Justice League. So we have, and it shows the years that they came out. So Superman 39, Batman 40, Green Lantern 40, Flash 40, Wonder Woman 42, and Aquaman 1962. And it's really cool. I would love to have one of these for Marvel as well, where it's like Spider-Man, Captain America, Hulk, Iron Man, X-Men, Thor, I guess would be the 6 you would do for that, but I love this thing. So thanks, Mom. Thanks a lot. So that's my current toy collection. It's probably not going to change a whole lot here in the near future. I am off of buying toys for the next little while, just so I can pay off these vet bills. So if you want to buy my X-Men set, so I can maybe do that, that would be great. Follow me on Instagram regardless if you want to buy that X-Men set or not. The handle is @BevanBoychuk. And until next time, folks, I'll see you next time, folks.